Sweet, man. Well, yeah, thanks again for doing this, buddy. And I really dig the Winnie the Pooh microphone holder.
Oh yeah, man. It's the only way to decorate the SM7B. Is yours? Do you have an SM7B? Is that
Yeah, I do.
SM7B? Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, how do you get it to pick up your voice at that angle? I feel like I have to like be on it.
I don't know. It's like I just kind of like started doing it this way with it because I don't know how my setup is. This is the only way it kind of worked. Like,
yeah,
I was like,
totally.
I can't really put it in front of me. Like, I don't know. I was like, I have to figure this out. And
it is pretty awkward.
Yeah,
this is why I have the Winnie the Pooh. That's awesome.
Yeah, because that's
maybe I got to send one. Yeah, I think I got to send one your way.
Oh yeah, do it, please. I'll gladly hang it up here.
Heck yeah. Well, I'm going to Disneyland this weekend, so I'll pick one up.
Sick. That'd be fun, man. That'll be a fun trip.
Yeah, absolutely. We got passes, so I'm down in San Diego, and so
because like, have you were you born in San Diego? Are you like straight up from San Diego?
Straight up San Diego, born and raised. Nice. Not many of us. Everyone's not from here.
Oh, really? It's a lot of just people move there and kind of. Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's very transient kind of city, like big Navy town, big military town. So we got big Marine base, largest Navy port on the West Coast. So, gotcha. And that's why I'm here. My father was in the military. So.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes some sense then. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And that's interesting. So I guess like growing up there, how was that? I guess with, your dad being in the military and stuff, like, was it a pretty cool childhood just growing up in San Diego?
Yeah. So like, where I predominantly lived was full of, I guess I would say that white people were the minority in our neighborhood.
Okay.
And so it was one of those things where it's like Filipino, Mexican, Black people, and very few white people. And that's kind of like, gosh, how could I tie this into My American Heart, really? So the band majority was Filipino. And
yeah. Well, that was it's funny you say that because I remember it was kind of just this thing when you guys showed up. It was like, yeah, this is a great band and stuff. And it's like, yeah, there's like one white guy in that band.
Yeah, that was it. It was just one white guy. We had a white bass player. And and that's the thing, like our neighbor, like we all went to school in the same like school district, and
cool.
We all met in like junior high and middle school and stuff like that.
You guys knew each other for a long time, really, eh?
Yeah, so our first band name was actually called No Way Out, and
nice.
We put out this EP. It's like a really funny story, actually. So like Jeremy, our original guitarist at the time, the one Mexican guy that was in our band, he introduced me to Jesse, who was like the main brain of My American Heart. And so I believe it was like our first like real show that we did was a battle of the bands, and we had to sell tickets, and it was at this iconic venue in Mission Beach called Cane's. And we sold the most tickets. We had the most support. This was in junior high. And if you won like studio time. And we didn't even have any songs written. I think we only had like one or two maybe. And,
did you do like covers then or something?
We did a ton of covers, man. One of our favorite bands was from San Diego. They were called Larger Than Life. And around this time we were listening to like a lot of Rufio, a lot of Finch, a Static Lullaby. Yeah. So, I mean, and Juliana Theory, like kind of like Appleseed Cast, like a lot of emo bands, a lot of melodic bands, like post-hardcore bands. And so we were doing covers of that in like the garage, and we'd go play like our friends' birthday parties and like,
nice.
Yeah, stuff like that, man. Like in a garage, in our drummer Steven's garage. And it was cool, man. Like I'm so grateful for that house because his parents were just so cool, letting us practice every day. I'm sure it was obnoxious and really bad, but yeah. But yeah, we all grew up in a really Filipino dominated like neighborhood and community. And, we just wanted to be cool kids in our neighborhood. and that's why we
Cool
started
kids,
a band.
man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, no doubt. Like, so how did you, I guess before the band, like when did you start to really get into music yourself?
Dude, believe it or not, I was like really into hip hop and rap and like
Oh,
a lot
no
of
shit.
like really like R&B stuff. So like my mom would play anything from like Fleetwood Mac, Patsy Cline to uh Montel Jordan to like
Oh,
I don't know,
wow.
with the Tony Braxton, like Boys to Men, a bunch of Motown stuff.
Oh my God. My wife would love talking to you. That's her whole world, man. Yeah.
Yeah, man. But that's what I listened to. And then all of a sudden, like, man, there was this like community of kids in my junior high, like that was like into like pop punk music. A lot of Newfound Glory, a lot of the Ataris, and like all my
Yeah.
friends were getting into that. And I was like, oh man, this is like really cool. This is like something I've never heard before.
Mm.
But I didn't have the typical, like, I started listening to Blink 182. Like, I didn't really get into them until like later on.
Oh, really? Oh, damn.
Yeah. But a lot of people were like into them, but I was really into like, I don't know, more, there was more vocals and like really, how do I say, like R&B inspired stuff from like, and it sounds weird, like the Ataris even, you know, like they weren't more love songy, you know? And
Gotcha. I understand. Yeah.
so like it in my brain, my 7th grade brain was like, oh yeah, I can see why people would like this. Yeah. And then I, you know, bought some girl jeans and cut my hair and grew my hair, and bleached my hair, and was very seen. And those are, wow. I used to cringe, and now I own it, you know?
Yeah, you gotta own it, man.
Yeah. So that was like my journey. Yeah.
It's funny. I still remember back then too, like the first time I ever bought girl jeans. It was just such an awkward experience.
It really was, you know, like, because I asked my mom, and my mom was like, excuse me? Like, what? You want your jeans like tight? And I'm like, yeah, like all the kids are wearing tight jeans now.
So funny, man.
Yeah, but it was an even split. Like at my school, like you had like rockers and you had like gangsters, you know, like,
shit. Okay.
Yeah. Like I didn't grow up in like, it was definitely a ghetto school that I went to. Yeah. You had to be careful walking home kind of vibe, you know?
Oh, really? So, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. So it was kind of like, it was kind of funny walking home in girl jeans and being like, what's going on? Hopefully nobody beats me up because my clothes are tight.
Yeah,
and what's funny,
fair.
Dude, what's funny is all those guys now that were gangsters in my junior high, they all wear tight pants now. And I'm back to wearing like 501 baggy jeans.
Oh,
it's
really?
Dude, it's the weirdest thing. It's super funny.
Isn't it funny to see how like especially with music, how it just really changes the culture and even just the fashion. Like when that whole emo thing happened, yeah, tight jeans, band shirts, grow your hair out, all that stuff. And now like it's just so funny to see how more music keeps changing things or how it cycles back. You know what I mean? Like the old style that's coming back. I'm like, my God.
I used to hear my parents talk about stuff like that, like how things recycle. And I'm like, I'll never not wear tight jeans, you know?
Yeah.
Like I'll always forever wear like band shirts, like in a size too small for me. Like I will always do that. And now it's like, I just can't believe it. Like we're going back to like grunge 90s kind of fashion, you know?
Pretty much.
Looser fitting clothes. Yeah. Like it's pretty wild to see. And then we'll be back to wearing tight jeans again, I'm sure.
Eventually it'll come full circle.
It always does every time.
Yeah. It's so true. They'll find their own way of doing it with a different kind of way, right?
Yeah.
Make it whatever this generation's own, but we'll be like, it's the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. Always that one piece of flair, right?
Yeah.
You gotta add
100%. And it's even funny, like with kids, man, like my son, he's 9 and like, he's big into hockey, plays hockey, but like we go to these hockey games. So many of these kids that are like 8, 9, just mullets, man, like full mullets. And I'm like, oh my God.
Oh, dude, I don't know if that's hit you yet. Like, I want to say last month I had like a mullet, and then like everyone's doing mullets now.
I know, it's crazy. Like totally.
Excuse me.
it's one of those things where it's like my dad's just like, yeah, I knew this would happen. I knew they'd come back. And I'm like,
It's so great. That's so funny. Yeah, my brothers, they like I see their pictures like hanging on my wall. Like I have two older brothers, and they
yeah.
had mullets, and
Oh,
it's so
jeez.
funny. Like, yeah, I was like, holidays, they're always like, dude, do you have a mullet? And I'm like, yeah, man, everyone's rocking a mullet
Yeah,
or a
it's
burst fade.
funny. It's funny to look at some old pictures of yourself. I don't know if like you do the same, like when you look at like the early days of My American Heart or something and see like, the style and you're like, oh man.
Yeah, I do, man. I used to rock a fanny
Oh.
pack, and it was, and now men are wearing fanny packs around their chest.
It's cool, man.
Yeah, man. Just get a fanny pack.
Yeah, it's so
Yeah.
funny. I remember when my dad had one and it was just like, I remember growing up, I was like, no, I'll never wear one of those.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, fuck, I guess it's cool to wear those now.
Dude, you put your wallet in there, you put your mints in there, you put your phone in there, your vape in there. You fit
that's
everything in there.
That's what I mean though, right? Like their way of making it cool was strap it across your chest.
Yeah, we put the flare on there, right? Like
That's what it was.
That's it. We just put the flare on that. That's awesome.
And then just work, man. And yeah, like I'm curious too. Like when you got into singing with the band, were you always someone who would like sing a lot when you were listening to music, or how'd you get into singing?
Man, I really wanted to be an R&B singer. And I don't know, man. Like I just felt like there was just something inside of me that I needed to express, right? Because I was pretty loud kid, I definitely had a loud mouth growing up. And there was just something inside of me that was just like, I want to sing. That's what I want to do. And so I never really got proper training at all until like we were well into our second record as My American Heart. But
really?
I would sit there. Yeah. So that whole time I was singing like so incorrectly, like just improper technique, thrashing my voice. I'm surprised I don't have polyps or permanent damage from,
okay.
and that's why you see, if you listen to our records, I stopped screaming. Like it was really hard. After I got that training to really dig deep and realize that like when I was screaming, I wasn't using proper technique at all. I like, and then to try and go back and revert and do it all over again would have just changed the whole record. And what's weird is I wanted to take lessons so bad before our second record. Again, like, cause I already got some training tips after our first record, but our second one, I wanted to dig a little bit deeper and see if there was like more range that I could find. And they're like, dude, please don't. You already did pre-production on these songs, and it would definitely change everything about the record, like vocally. So let's just wait till afterwards, maybe learn a little bit more technique, but we just don't want to mess up anything that's going on now. But yeah, sorry, back to your question.
No worries.
I would watch because I wasn't originally in this band. I wasn't the original singer. There was a guy named Jello that was a singer of this band, and I would go to their practices, and I would sit on Steven's washing machine, our drummer, and I would just watch, man. I would try and set up for them. I was kind of like roadieing for these guys.
Really? That's crazy.
Yeah. Even though we never toured, but I would just set up their practice for them. I would hang out, do homework and watch them practice. And I would see it and I'm like, man, I'm like really inspired to like do this. Like I want to be a front man. And I don't know, just things just happen, dude. I feel like that's one of those times where I willed it in my brain and in my heart that's what I wanted to do. And it happened. It was weird. He didn't want to do it anymore, the old singer. And I just stepped right up and everyone's like, cool, man. Like, yeah, you can kind of sing. You sound like the singer of Larger Than Life. And that's our favorite band. So yeah, sure. Let's give this guy a shot. Like I used to have my voice was really raspy before full on puberty, but I'm still going through puberty. I don't know if you could tell, but you know,
that's awesome.
Dude. So I play Call of Duty like ungodly amount, like
oh my god,
ungodly amount of hours. Like every spare time that I have, like me time, like so I get off work at 10, whatever. It's like 3 in the morning. I'm playing Call of Duty, and everyone's like, dude, they're like, dude, how old are you, bro? And I'm like 37, and they're like, there's no way. Are you have your balls dropped yet? I have
Just
little kids
voice,
telling me this, dude. Yeah, man. I don't know what happened to me, but it's demoralizing. Really,
it's demoralizing.
Oh, it hurts so bad to have a 10-year-old tell you sound like a little bitch.
Yeah, I can't imagine what that's like. I fell off that Call of Duty wagon so long ago. I got sick of dying all the time. That's what it was. And I was just like, hey, like it's not fun anymore.
I got you, man. I've been gaming since like Counter-Strike 1.3, which was like the OG Counter-Strike. And I've been playing that since I was in like 5th or 6th grade. And so I've always loved the game.
Yeah.
On tour, we'd bring like the first Modern Warfare. Like we got the Xbox and we were just hooked. And so we'd play in the van. We had our own like CRTV. We installed an inverter. We had controllers, like plug-in controllers. And we would on tour just play video games. It was super rad.
Oh, that's sweet. That's a good way to tour.
Oh yeah, man. Kind of healthy.
Oh yeah, for sure. And how was touring for you guys? I was always curious about that for My American Heart.
Man, at 11 months out of the year, we did a couple of years like that, and we did it in a van. Shit. Yeah, and we'd have like roll 7 deep in a 15 passenger, and we'd sleep on people's floors. But we slept a lot in the van, and it was tight and uncomfortable, but it was fun, man. Core memories for sure. But I had a good time. That's the thing,
right? Yeah, it's a lot of as much as it probably sucked during the moments, like some of them, you look back and you're like, I have fun memories.
Oh yeah, man. Just Taco Bell dollar menu and Wendy's. You just get, man, super good. I don't know. Is it Wendy's up there in Canada? Do you guys have a Wendy's? Yeah. Oh, okay. Yes, we do. Cool. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, you never know these days. That's rad.
It's true. It's true, man. Like I think it wasn't too long ago. We've like finally got a Chick-fil-A.
Yo.
And everyone's just like, oh shit.
Dude, and the only day you want it is on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only day I want it. And it never happens for me. So
never happens, man. That's funny.
Never happens.
And fuck. Yeah, and out of curiosity too, like how old were you guys when you released that first album?
It was an EP, and we were about 14, 15 years old.
Holy shit.
And that was when mp3.com was a thing. And then all of a sudden, like something called Pure Volume came out.
Yes, this is how I found you.
Dude, I'm telling you, man. So like mp3.com, right? And then we'd play our MP3s on like an app called Winamp. Do you know what Winamp is?
I cannot recall that.
Dude, it was a Wave and an MP3 player, and you could change the skins of the application. Okay. And it was, dude, this is how like we would use Napster and download songs, and that's how you'd play your music. Was we wouldn't use Windows Media Player. You would use Winamp. But anyways, yeah, so we uploaded to Pure Volume, and then all of a sudden, man, like just things started happening, like magical things.
Eh? Like, yeah. Because I know in Pure Volume, it was like, yeah, you can just upload your stuff, but there was also, you could pay to be put on like the front page or something, if you remember that.
Yeah, you know what? Before it used to be free, so whoever was running the site, they would feature people that were like, had like, I don't know, like a buzz. From my memory, this was like eons ago, dude. Like this was like 16, 17 years ago, right? Like eons. And so, so dude, yeah, it was magical. Like Pure Volume was a great time. And then, MySpace, dude. Like MySpace was also an integral part. Like people would just put our songs on there and it'd be on their page, you know, and I miss that. I miss those days, dude. Like those, it was so easy. Everyone had to learn how to use HTML, right?
Oh my God. What a task that was.
Yeah. It was great, man. It was
just
awesome.
to customize, like that was early coding, man. Like you're just like,
yeah, dude, millennials, like really, like we had to, I mean, we were there at the beginning age of the internet, right? Like when it really started to like mean something to be on the computer. It wasn't about like downloading a .bmp picture that took you like 4 hours, you know. It was turned into like, you know, we all wanted to connect on this one thing, and it was so rad. Like what a time to be alive.
It was crazy. I always remember on our band page, you know, really thinking of it very thoughtfully of like, okay, we got to really figure out who we're going to pick as our top 8 friends that people see. You know, it's like they got to see that we're friends with these people.
Yeah.
Like,
I can't even remember what our page did. Like I think Tom was always number 1, right?
Oh, of course. Yeah.
He was like a lot of people's like top, but I think we did like top 6, and it was like Tom and then like all like the whole band, like our personal pages.
Yeah.
But man. Wow. What a time.
So would you say that like, Pure Volume and I guess MySpace, like, I guess you could say early social media kind of thing, is that kind of where it really started to pick up for you guys then once you uploaded your songs?
Yeah, it was very bizarre, man. Like I can't tell you how many times and how many friends I've made, and how important it was like when we met people through that, where we got to do like our first tour. Like our first tour, we went out with Before Today, which is Pierce the Veil.
Oh,
and they were from San Diego. And we played a lot of shows locally, but that was the piece right there that like really put us on the map and brought us recognition, where people knew who we were like in other states. And that like, this was never, we didn't think this was ever going to happen for our band. Like we didn't think we would ever get signed. We didn't think we'd ever put out a record. Like we were just doing it to be cool, like the cool kids in our neighborhood, like genuinely. In my wildest dreams, like never would have imagined any of this stuff happening. And I think Pure Volume was massive to us figuring out that we could totally do this, you know?
That's crazy. Yeah. I miss those Pure Volume days, man. Like I found so many artists on there. It like, oh man, it was the best.
Yeah, it was the best, dude. Like a lot of stuff that I just, a lot of cool bands. So many fond memories of Pure Volume.
Totally. 100%.
Thanks, Pure Volume. Shout out to whoever made that website. You're amazing.
Wherever you are.
I love you. Yeah, and I hope you got a bag when you sold it. You know?
No doubt.
Yeah.
It's I feel like it'd be a cool thing, just like, because nostalgia is huge right now. You know what I mean? Like if someone was to bring back like those websites, even just for a short amount of time to just like go on there and relive that'd be so much fun.
I genuinely like, I stay off social media nowadays. I'm rarely on. I don't know how long it took for me to reply to you when you sent the message, but like genuinely, like last thing I do or last thing on my mind is going on the internet. Like honestly.
Well, good for you, man. Like that's, have you kind of always been that way?
I just, yes and no, right? In the beginning of like Instagram, and I was like really about it, but then I realized like, it's all fake, dude. Like not fake in the sense of like, I'm not saying everyone's fake. Like I'm not saying, I always put up a wall, when I look at it, just because I found myself putting things on there where I'm like, oh, I want people to see like how great my life is. And that's when I knew like something clicked in me. Where I was like, this is not fucking real at all. This is not real.
Yeah.
None of it's real. These are just snippets of things I want you to see. And how it's not, there's no way to be raw on the internet. Like I feel strongly about that. Like, and I do consume a lot of YouTube, and same thing goes, but I feel like you could definitely tell there's a little bit more context, right? When you watch videos.
True enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Versus like you're like, yeah, YouTube is fun. Like you're watching videos for, your entertainment, your enjoyment. And then when it comes to Instagram and stuff where, yeah, like I was never a big person on posting my own shit really. It was kind of I was on there, I'd follow people, see things, that kind of stuff. It was almost like my news feed, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what I mainly used it for. I didn't really post much. I was never really that person. It was kind of the same thing like once I kind of realized the same thing where it's okay, like these people, it's consistently like, look how wonderful my life is. Like life is the best. Or it's like they post their stupid, like, this is my everyday routine. And it's like, that is bullshit.
Yeah. But also, I don't give a shit about your everyday routine because I have mine too, dude.
Exactly.
I don't
Yeah,
give a
yeah.
fuck. Like, I really genuinely don't care. Cool. You
Oh,
walk
it's
your
so
dog.
funny. Yeah,
Good
yeah.
job. Like, I don't know. And I hate to sound so cynical, but um, it is nice. Like, what I love about it, though, like, genuinely, like, it's when I get to meet people that are like, look, dude, we would have never met if I
100%.
didn't have. Yeah. Right. Like, we would have
100%.
never, we wouldn't be chatting here today. Right.
No, no.
So it's a great networking tool, right? Two, like I really get to check in on some of the people that are my day ones and like people that I genuinely care about, and I get to see their kids and you know, and it's awesome, dude. Like I love seeing my friends and their wins, right? But it's
Yeah, it's
just
a
all the other
good
noise, you know.
Yeah, it is a good way to kind of stay connected with people for sure. Where especially when people are moving away or something like that, like you can still check in on each other or see what each other's up to.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and but it was like legit. I can think of the moment that I just realized like I don't want to use the internet anymore was when my mom started a Facebook account. That's it. I was just like, this is it's over. It's over.
It's
It's
over,
done.
man.
This is done. Because now my mom's gonna ask me 1,000 questions, right, on how to use this thing,
Yeah.
and I'm just, it's like, why? Why do you want to be on here? What is
I
happening
remember
here?
I remember that moment for everybody where their parents started to go on Facebook.
Oh
Everyone's like,
fuck, dude.
this is terrible. We're screwed.
We're screwed. They're the feds. This it's the feds now. They are going to know everything that I post.
Yeah. It's like, why won't you accept my friend request? And it's like, oh my God.
Yeah, it's wild, dude. But what's on the internet, dude? It stays on the internet. Like it's there forever, dude.
It's true. It's true.
You
Yeah.
know?
If you like, you see people who accidentally post shit or, upload. So
Oh,
it's just like, it's there. It's done.
it's done, dude. People are gonna have receipts, dude.
Ah,
It's crazy.
fuck. And it doesn't
Yeah,
even matter like how fast you are at like getting rid of something. It's
dude.
still there.
Sometimes I'll go on X when I'm feeling like chaotic. It's still Twitter, by the way. Every time I go on Twitter, like I'm looking for chaos. I'll
Okay.
wake up in a mood. I'm like, dude, I want to see the fuckery that's happening on the planet. And it's like, I'll just open that app, dude. And it's like hilarious. It's Trudeau sucks. It's Trump sucks. I love Trump. It's fucking, it's the latest scandal on, it with sports. It's just so great. Because it makes me reflect on what I have going on in my life. And I'm like, oh, dude, my life's so good that I had to seek out looking at other people's like sadness. And it's so fucking great. That's also a
Yeah.
plus of the internet, really.
That's true. That's true. That's funny that you say that. I like that. That's the one reason I never ever really used Twitter or X was just because of that. It's just fucking chaos. I'm like, I don't need to see that.
Yeah. But sometimes, man, I wake up and I'm like, I'm choosing violence today. I'm
All
choosing
right.
to be outraged. I need entertainment. It's so good.
Like
So
I can see like people wanting to just have that moment of just like I just want to see something fucking wild right now.
yeah, dude. You sometimes you need it. It's just like literally it's serotonin, You get these dopamine hits, like just boom. It's
Yeah,
so good.
that's fucking so true, man. And yeah, like, I don't know. I've chatted and given my takes on social media so many times, and it's always going to be the same. And like I'm just curious to see how it is going to be in the future for like our kids. Like it's gonna be insane,
Not
man.
gonna lie, man. I hope it's obliterated. Like for real. I hope it's gone. I like, or just we need a full systematic social media reset. I feel
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
let's start
yeah.
over. Let's
Yeah. Start from scratch here again.
yeah. I just think of Men in Black, and when they use the
Uh,
the light, and they're just like, boom, you forgot what that was like, and then maybe we can re-experience everything all over again. You
yeah,
know,
maybe. Yeah. It's because it's wild, man. Like kids growing up like with all this shit now that's just everywhere. When we grow up, like when we were in high school is kind of when it started to kick off.
right? Yeah.
And then now it's just like I can't imagine growing up with that. Like
I think of all the kids like social skills. To be honest, like I
yes,
know you
100%.
mentioned that you have a 9-year-old. Well, I have a 5-year-old,
Oh yeah.
and she will never know what it's like to not have the internet. She'll never know what it's like to buy weed from a sketchy vehicle, right? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
we all had to do it. We all had to get in
Yeah.
some random dude, like a stranger's car and buy a bag of weed, right? Like now you can go to the store. It's so great.
Story, yeah.
Now you can go to the store and buy marijuana. Canada, you guys have been on that for a long time, but America, this is still new to us, right? Like I'm like so weird, so wild. But yeah. But I worry about the social skills of like being outside and like,
Yeah. Because really, when they hang out with friends, I've witnessed this. Like, luckily, like parents gotta force them to kind of go outside and do something. Because otherwise, it's like let's watch YouTube, let's play video games, and I remember. I think when I got older, like playing video games, but it was different because you had to be together to play video games. You didn't do it online.
right. And that dude, yeah, I remember playing like Gears of War, and like we'd have LAN parties, like, and we'd be together.
Those were the best, man.
They were the best, dude. That was the best. That was like peak gaming experience there. So
yeah, and because now I think it's just hard for them to like almost figure out what else they can do besides something to do with like a screen. It's just like I'm bored. It's like figure it out. Like
man, there's nothing worse than hearing I'm bored. Like I just can't. I'm like, dude, you can. There's so much to do. There's so much. There's so much to do.
Yeah.
Go outside, build a fort in your room, play with your billions of toys that you have.
Yeah, it's like insane. You said, I think that's kind of what it does with like the social skills and stuff, or even just like you trying to think of being able to do something on your own, use your imagination versus this is just thrown at you and you can just sit there.
Oh man, and that's why I think a lot of us like millennials, we definitely have ADHD, dude. Like it's
100%.
And the generations, after us, like even worse. Like it's a disease, man. Like our attention spans and those dopamine squirts, man. Like it's just insanity, dude. Like, and social media feeds into that, dude. Like it's crazy. Like I want it now. It's weird.
It's true, man. And like, it's funny, even with music now too, it's because I remember when, you would just go, you'd buy CDs and that's how you would find out these bands or whatever. Now you can just, it's all here on the computer or in your phone. You can listen to whatever the fuck you want. I don't know. Something was lost there in the sense of just discovering new artists in the old school way.
Well, we take it for granted. That's a huge part of it, right? Like my attention span is so bad. Like if something doesn't jump out at me, like I'm never going to listen to that again. Right. It's weird. It's a weird time. And it's like, man, I used to save up money to buy CDs. Like I can't believe that. Like it's weird. Now I just, you have Spotify or Apple Music or whatever streaming platform and you just pay a subscription and it's just there. It's available.
Everything's pretty much there, man.
And it's fucking weird because it's like these guys that put out music on these platforms, like they just don't get paid. Like
no, that's the thing.
Yeah. It's fucked up, really.
It is, man. Especially, I don't know, as musicians, knowing the struggle, right? Like going on tours, playing shows, fucking sleeping on floors. It's like knowing that, you know, what you were making money on with your music, selling CDs or whatever it was, now that's being taken away. It's like, what the fuck?
Dude, people don't want that, dude. We used to do Warped Tour like a bunch, and we'd be walking around with CD players trying to sell CDs to the line, you know,
Nice.
before people got into Warped Tour. And
Yeah.
we'd stand at the gate when it was all over, and we'd try and sell CDs, man. That's how we paid for our food and our gas. And like, I mean, it's just wild times, dude. Like, I think the last Warped Tour, I don't think I saw one person trying to slang CDs.
Yeah, I could see that. And now Warped Tour's coming back, man.
Well, dude, you know what? Like, I was thinking about it. I was like, if I were to do that again, I'd probably try and slang vinyls, you know, like maybe
That'd be
stand at the
awesome.
gate and just because, dude, that's where it's at now. Like you said earlier, like everything's nostalgic now. And, you know, people want a cool way to listen to media. Dude, most cars nowadays don't even have CD players, right? And so
yeah.
it's, you know, thing of the past. But man, I just, dude, CDs, thank you so much, whoever discovered that. Like, it paid for a lot of stuff for our band.
I still have some of
tour.
our band's old CDs in my house, and I'm just like, I will never get rid of these.
Oh, dude.
It's just so cool to have CDs, man. Fuck, I love it.
So, like, wild story. We just got our masters back. We got them released to us from the previous guy who owned them. And
oh, really?
Yeah. And dude, so grateful for that. But I was like looking on how we can re-upload these songs to Spotify, right? And or to our distributor, like online distributor. And I was like, dude, I don't have good files of like, I don't have our masters. Like, let me email all the producers and people that worked on our masters. And our last record came out in 2007. And so I'm like, no one's going to have these fucking things, dude, like at all. But I'll try. Like, maybe it's on some weird hard drive somewhere that someone has, or maybe they uploaded it to the cloud and it's all their catalogs there, right?
Yeah.
And then I was like coordinating with Jesse, the guitarist of My American Harp. And I was like, dude, how am I going to get these masters, bro? And he's like, do you have a CD? And I was like, wait, I have a CD. And dude, look, it's master quality. Like, it's legit. Yeah, I ripped it. I ordered a CD player off Amazon for like $20 and I ripped it. It was hilarious. It's a fucking genius, dude. Like,
that is genius. Yeah.
If you ever run into that problem, now you know what to do. So
now you know. Fuck, I would have been stumped too. That's crazy that he just was like, "Do you have a CD?" And you're like, "Oh my god,
I do. I have a CD."
That's fucking
so happy.
That's wild. And now I'm curious with this, man, because like I feel My American Heart, I feel like that is a deep cut to a lot of people. You know what I mean? Because it's not like, you know, you guys had your albums and then it was kind of like disappeared. You know what I mean? Like what happened? Like what happened in the end there for you guys? Was it like a label thing? Because it was Warcon, right?
Yeah. So, man, that label ended up folding, and we were signed to them.
Just bankrupt or what?
Yeah. So they went bankrupt. They disintegrated, and this guy who I bought the masters from recently, his name was Michael Collado, and he was venture capitalist kind of guy. Like, he really likes to invest his money and very entrepreneurial spirit kind of guy. He still owned the rights to our contract and like what we had to do. And so from my understanding was, we owed another record. We didn't want to release another record under no label. And we didn't want this guy funding, you know, something that, you know, I didn't think there was going to be funding for. So there would be no tour support. And I think we've been touring at this point for like 5 or 6 years. And we've watched a lot of our friends get huge and get big and have that support. You know, and we plateaued, man. Like, we didn't see any crazy growth in what we're doing. We were skipped on certain tours. And kind of, we were all feeling that energy, you know? And so we started writing songs. we demoed them, and we're battling with this guy to get off this label. We were getting offers from all these labels. They were offering like insane amounts of money to buy us out of our contract.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And like stuff to me that was like insane. Like I just never thought like this label was ever interested in us, and they want to put up this much money. And I won't go into specifics of what those offers were, but
yeah,
I was like, there's no way in hell this guy turns any of these offers down. There's no way. These are like too good to be true. So we had lawyers working on it, and he just said no to every single offer.
So he had to be the one who said yes for all this to happen.
Yeah. And so, and it was just deflating, and it was, we all kind of just were like, oh, all right, I think that's it. Like, I think that's the end. I think we're all burnt out. I think we're all ready to grow and go in our different directions in life. And, what was cool was, I think this is about like 2009, 2010, 2011, maybe even. It's just so blurry, but man, like I didn't get to have like a normal childhood, or a teenage, like I didn't get to have many of those experiences. Like we started touring when I was like 16, 17, Yeah. I finished high school on the road. I finished in a packet, dude. Like I was doing these packets and I would turn them in whenever I got home. And, I think I graduated. I think I only needed like one more class. It was like an English class, my junior year, but I finished in like 3 months and, finished on tour. And, man, it was a really jarring experience, to go through something like that at a really young age, and like being on tour and like, but man, I wouldn't trade it for the world. I got to go to a lot of places, and I got to experience that with my best friends. That's a core memory. And I feel like I got to live so many different lives, already. And I'm not even 40 yet, Yeah.
Yeah.
And so all said and done, like in 2011, I was like I was in my 20s, right? Like, so I've already been to so many different places. I've been to Europe. I've been to Australia. Just fucking sad I didn't get to go to Asia or like Italy. But we got to go to a lot of places, and it was such a beautiful experience, man. Like when I reflect back, like, just if you would ask like 9 or 10-year-old or even 12-year-old me, like, would I have left Paradise Hills, National City, San Diego? Like, I don't think I ever would have, Yeah. But yeah, I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore, or what you even asked originally. I'm sorry.
Oh no, because I was just kind of curious how you guys kind of phased out, because for me it was unfortunate as a fan, because it was just like I fucking loved your albums, loved your songs, and then was like, what happened? You know what I mean? I was just always curious on what kind of went down there.
Yeah, man, I definitely, like, honestly, like I think it was a combination of burnout, combination of wanting to grow and do other things, combination of the label, combination of plateauing, and kind of and man, it's like for a long time, and like and a lot of therapy later, but like I got to realize, man, like things happen the way they were supposed to happen, and I'm not a follower of Jesus Christ, but man, I got to do so much already, man. It was like so wild, but I'm so happy it happened. Like for me in that way, like I still get messages about like how our record has changed people's lives, and how,
that's cool.
Like, that's so rewarding,
Yeah.
But yeah, we definitely just ended it. Like we didn't put out like a crazy statement, but, we've done a couple reunion shows. Like we did our 10-year in 2017, and we're 2 years out from a 20-year. So I'll probably reach out to the boys probably next year and see if they want to do it. A 20-year. And it's weird to say that out loud,
Yeah, time is insane how fast it goes.
Yeah. I'm sure if you ask like my band, like how it all went down, they'd each have like maybe different answers or something a little similar. But
Gotcha.
That's how I viewed it. Like I
That's how you
think,
viewed it. Yeah.
yeah, that's how it happened in my brain and how I remember it. But
That's fair.
it
Yeah. I
was,
guess everyone could kind of have a different take in a way, right? So,
yeah.
but
And it was sad, but like now, man, I look back and um, like who knows? Jesse right now is an amazing producer. He lives out in LA. He's safe from the fires. And I'm
good,
actually going
good.
to go hang out with him and his family tomorrow. Like my family's going to go over there,
Oh, nice.
So yeah, it's
So
like so
you
rad.
guys are still tight and chat and stuff. Then that's cool.
Oh yeah, Dustin, our bass player, the white guy,
The white guy.
the white guy. He's a badass real estate agent in Pittsburgh.
Oh, nice.
Dustin Hook, and he also plays bass for Dan and Shay, which is awesome country artists.
No shit. He plays bass for them.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh damn, that's cool.
Yeah, everyone's dude, man. Like I said, man. Like it's all beautiful, and I'm really happy with how things.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's sweet, man. Yeah, I think when you guys did one of your reunion things, I was looking at. Is that when you did that like vinyl release of Hiding in the Horrible Weather there?
Yeah, yeah. So we did Hiding Inside the Horrible Weather, a vinyl release to consummate that.
Nice.
But dude, it was so rad. We had one of my best friends now. His name is Matty Mullins. He sings for Memphis Mayfire, and
yes.
Dude, he came out and sang, and it was so fucking cool. Like
that would have been awesome.
Yeah, dude, I fucking love that guy. But yeah, he was a big My American Heart fan. That's why we were friends. Like
no shit. That's
he was
cool.
like, dude, can you come out to our show? He would just Instagram message me like, dude, hey, I got tickets for you. You're on guest list. He would just DM me. And I'm like, who the fuck is this redheaded guy? Like message me. I've never heard this band before. Yeah. And I listened. I was like, oh my God, this shit's dope. I'm going to go. Like, nice, and so I went to a show at Soma down in San Diego. And yeah, I was like, dude, from there is history, man. Like that's my dog, That's
awesome. That's a cool story. Who would have thought? Like,
yeah, man.
That's awesome. God, that's so cool. Yeah, man. When I seen those vinyls, I was like, oh my God, I'm so pissed. I like didn't see this earlier. I totally would have got one of those fucking vinyls.
Oh man. I think we'll probably do a reprint, I'm sure.
Nice.
And we'll probably do a limited edition color, and we'll probably put a couple online. I guarantee it. We'll do a 20-year anniversary.
I'll be keeping my eye out for that for sure. Because I still have the CD of your shit, and it's just
no way.
I love looking at the booklets and stuff. I'm like, oh, this is so cool. And like, I still remember the Meaning and Makeup. When I seen that artwork, I was like, this is so cool. This is like the coolest album cover.
Yeah, man. We had great artists that worked on that, man. It's really cool. Like when I look back, like you just don't realize how many people collaborated to make things happen. Like when you get signed to a label, right? You have a whole team that's trying to help you like market your tour, and you set out a budget for it. Your booking agent, like you don't realize that they're talking to all these promoters and organizing a fucking tour for you. When you're shooting music videos, you have directors, makeup artists, like you have someone that's going to edit it and, make sure that the sound's correct. Like you have so many hands in this one project. And then it's like artwork, like who you're commissioning to do your art. And it's so cool to see like how collaborative music still is and how that will never change. Like, it's not something that like AI could ever touch, right? Like it's always going to be there. That human element, that connection element, and at the base of it all, man, is connection. And it's just like the internet connection, like everything. We all just want to connect in some way.
100%, man.
So beautiful. I love it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's so funny, man. Now that like I'm remembering this now, I remember like how much I enjoyed the Meaning and Makeup there. I remember when we recorded like an EP or an album and the artwork, I was way too influenced by that cover. I tried to do something similar. The font was like the fucking same almost. I was just like, oh my God, I'm like way too into this right now.
Dude, do you have it? I would love to see it at some point. Maybe after you could show me.
Yeah, after I'll find it. I think I have it somewhere, but it's just like I tried to almost mimic it like subconsciously because it was like, this looks cool. And it's like, I think I know what I'm doing now.
dude, it's just like music though, man. Like you take from, you know,
You pick stuff, yeah.
yeah, you pick and choose stuff and you make it your own. And dude, like yeah, that's just how it goes. It's so
Oh,
great.
and you know what's cool though too? Like, I don't know, like with with my son, because he lit. You know, when you grow up, you listen. Your parents listen to music. That's how you kind of get your catalog at first. Is these artists like growing up? Oh yeah, I'm just listening to what my parents listen to, and he's listening to a lot of my stuff. And I like when you got back to me, and we were trying to figure out a time to do it. I was starting to listen back to all of my American Heart stuff, and I in the car I had "Boys Grab Your Guns," and he was
Ooh.
just like he was like, "What is this song?" And I was like, "Oh, Boys Grab Your Guns." Dude, a week, for a whole week, he had it on repeat.
I love that, man. That is so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a friend, Brendan. He lives out in like New England, like Connecticut area. And he just messaged me the same thing. Like his kids are coming of age and they're like, dude, like my kid's been listening to like My American Heart. And I'm like, that is so fucking rad. Like I just can't. It's so cool, man. I freaking love it. That is so
Yeah.
rad.
I love like that type of shit where your kids are listening to stuff you used to listen to and then they enjoy it. And it's it's cool that this band, it's like say you guys who like haven't been around for a while, your music is still, going through and you're getting some new fans still, and it's a cool thing.
Yeah, man. Dude, believe me, man. I've been trying to. I want to go on that nostalgic tour. I want to do all that stuff, dude. It's just hard to get all these guys together.
That's fair. Well, yeah, like as soon
Everyone's
as you
so busy,
have
but
a family, other shit going
it's
on.
so difficult, man. It sounds
Yeah.
daunting, like it's
Oh yeah.
organizing and it just, yeah, but it's time consuming. A lot of practice, but
That's fair. That's fair. Like when you guys did the first reunion thing, like was it kind of the same thing? You had a good break and then it was like, okay, we got to like do some practices.
yeah, we spent a full week practicing, but like, my brain, like I was practicing all month, prior to that,
Yeah.
and then working out the set, like, how's the set gonna go? Like who's gonna do our intro music, or who's gonna make the tracks for, the click, who's gonna do all the in-between, like, intros. How are we going to close out the show? Like, and then stage design. Like, what are we going to do for the stage? Like, do we still have our old backdrops? Like, who's going to work the merch booth? Like, it's all these things.
Jesus.
When are we going to get our vinyls in to go sell in our shirts? It's like all these things. I'm like, oh yeah, like this is. I get it.
Oh yeah,
it's a lot of work.
Hell yeah, man. And
but it was.
Like, I'm curious.
Fun.
Oh, 100%, dude. Yeah, those are the best times. Like I love doing the whole grind and just like all the band stuff. It's such a memorable thing. And I don't know, music's always been like my first love and it always will be. And like you'll never get that out of me. You know what I mean? Like I'll still screw around on the guitar, write my own stuff. And if I can record stuff, like I'll do it, but it's not to the extent of, okay, we got to write an album, we got to release it, we got to post it. Like that's gone now.
Yeah. Yeah. I just, after the whole debacle with the band and, that kind of definitely like killed something inside of me creatively. Just because I had my whole heart and my whole life kind of just like, like just switch, like a switch just kind of clicked, I was like, oh, that was it,
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. I don't know what happened to me. I don't know what, I wish I could like vocalize like how I was so turned off from creating. But it's been great to watch like the rest of the band create. And yeah, but I always get those messages like, hey, are you doing anything musically lately? Or, are you creating anything? And it's like, no, dude, I'm just focused on, being a dad and providing for my family and being a good husband and tending to my hobbies like gaming and, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, life really catches up to you and like, it's hard to juggle everything, man,
It
But
is, man. It really is. And now, so like we were saying, so you're in the beer industry now.
yeah, man. So I've been at this brewery for 8 years, man, and I was started as a beer tender and then worked my way up, and now I'm the general manager of 2 tasting rooms and a lot of operational things for this
Nice,
brewery
good for
in
you,
San Diego.
dude. Good for you.
Yeah. So I love beer. You've been seeing me drink beer, but it's really funny, dude. Like, I don't have any craft beer in my house. It's
Really?
legit, dude. It's legit.
I mean, there's
Coors Banquet
that
beer.
right there. Nothing is wrong with that. That is
Oh,
like it's perfect.
hands down, greatest beer. So that's it. This is
Yeah.
all you need, man.
Well,
This is what all craft beer like drinkers now like they drink at home. They don't. No
and
one's drinking double IPAs at home.
I know quite a few people actually that do that, but
Must be a Canada thing, dude. Like no one in San Diego is doing that.
Dude.
Everyone's drinking Pabst. Everyone's drinking lagers. Everyone's drinking Modelo. I'm drinking a Modelo right now. The
nice.
last thing I want is a double IPA.
It's a double IPA, yeah.
Yeah, or a single
So-
IPA even.
like in here in Alberta, especially Edmonton, like the craft brewing scene is fucking huge. It's insane. There's so many breweries. Like it's just this is what it all revolves around. I have so many friends that are in like they work for breweries or started a brewery, and it's like when I got introduced to craft beer, it definitely ruined regular beer for me in a way. I was like, oh my god, there's so many flavors and different types. But anytime I'm like at say like a sporting event or a concert or something, because they rarely will have some craft beer. It's always Coors Original. I'm just like done.
Oh,
That's all I
easy,
need.
easy work. Yeah, most places will have like Bud Light, but I'll always take like a Miller or a Coors if it's there for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, we actually like people talked about Edmonton, right? Like when we'd go on tour and they're like, "Oh, it's fucking cold. It's cold." I'm like, "How cold?" And I'm from San Diego, right? It doesn't get below 60 degrees here. And I go to Edmonton. I have the heater on in the van. I can still see my breath. I go outside to pee. My pee's freezing midair before it hits the ground. It is the most coldest place I've ever been. But yeah, I don't know what's in the water in Canada, by the way. It's like every person in Alberta, or sorry, specifically, Alberta is pretty, but I will say every person in Regina was insanely beautiful. Men, women, gorgeous. Like what's in the water in Regina? I don't know. Is Regina what province is that part of? Sorry, please forgive me.
Yeah, no, it's all good. Regina's in Saskatchewan, which is just
it's
east
Saskatchewan
of Alberta. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool, man. Jesus, but no, Edmonton too. A lot of man.
When the hell were you here? When were you here in Edmonton?
Oh man, we did a Taste of Chaos tour.
Yes, that's right. Oh my god, you just unlocked a fucking memory for me. Now
Good.
I remember actually getting to see you. Oh my god.
We played acoustic in the hallway. It was really we were signed to work on. I was like, dude, we're gonna be on the fucking stage playing full band. And Kevin Lyman comes up and he's like, nah, you guys gonna play acoustic in the hallway on some really shitty PA. And I was like, cool, man. Great. Thank you.
Real cool.
Really cool, man. Like, way to promote your bands, dude.
Yeah,
I know.
No doubt. I forgot, man. It's so funny the things you'll forget. Like Taste of Chaos was so huge. Oh, that was such a good fucking like concert. Oh, that was great.
Oh, dude, got to watch Kill Switch and Mike Kim every night and The Used every night. That was rad. I fucking loved it. I think, man, there's so many other bands. It's so weird. It's all jumbled now. But but dude, how I view my band is that we were a band's band. Like, I think like anyone we toured with, they loved our band. And that was it, dude. You're either like, you're going to be a popular, cool band that's going to get really big, or you're a band's band. Like, it's like one or the other. I don't know if you felt this way or have heard of this, but I'm convinced it's a thing. Right. But yeah, there. I just thought I'd throw that out there.
I think you saying that, like, I think it's a perfect way to describe My American Heart for sure. Like that's
Yeah.
a band's band, 100%.
Dude, band's band. That's it.
Yeah, that is dead on. Fuck, you must have been here. That would have been in the winter, I guess, when you were here. Like
Freezing.
dead fucking winter.
Freezing. We'll never forget.
Dude,
Super cold.
you know how many times I've worked outside in that fucking weather?
That should be illegal.
It's they don't care, dude. It's part of life here.
Man, that's wild. That'll definitely toughen you up for sure. I love
Oh
Canada.
yeah. Hey, I hate it still. I still hate it.
You never got used to it.
Never
That's
thought I
rad.
got used to it, man. But man, if anything, I wonder how cold it was that day that you were here because like I'm assuming you guys have been to Winnipeg.
Yeah.
Yeah, like fuck, you go to Winnipeg like in the dead of winter, fucking way colder, man.
Dude, it was just cold. That was it. It was like one setting, cold. That's it. Just freezing everywhere.
Yeah, that's Canada for you. Mine is Vancouver. That's not as bad.
No, Vancouver was nice, man. Ate a lot of mushrooms in Vancouver, dude.
Nice.
But, dude, come to find out, like we would go to Vancouver, I would eat mushrooms, right? And turns out, like that wasn't like psilocybin mushrooms. I don't know what kind of mushrooms I was eating, but they were not psilocybin.
Oh shit.
So they were like weird mushrooms, and I just can't explain it. It was different mushroom high than I've ever had because it would be downtown Vancouver, and it was this spot called My Third Eye, and they would sell you mushrooms. And I'm like, there's no way that's legal where they can just sell you psilocybin.
Yeah.
And come to find out, I was right. My hunch was right. And it wasn't psilocybin. I wish I knew what it was, but I ate a lot of it and it was awful. But
really, eh? Wow.
Had a great experience in Vancouver, though. Regardless, still had fun. Still made it fun.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. I love Canada. My mother's French Canadian.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So her mother was born in Quebec City and then migrated to the East Coast. And then, my mom was raised in the USA. And, but yeah, my grandmother spoke French and, that's what I do now. So
interesting. Damn.
Yeah.
That's cool. Little fact.
Yeah. Pretty cool. Yeah.
Nice, man. Well, shit. Like, we'll chat a bit more off here, but I don't want to keep you too long, kind of wrap this episode up. But, yeah, man, like once again, I appreciate you doing this. This was fun to get to like actually chat with you and shoot the shit. This is a lot of fun.
Oh man. Yeah, dude. I'm happy to be here, dude. And, it's so cool. Like, anytime I can connect with people, I'm always wanting to do that. Or I'm an open book about My American Heart, and man, I like literally the greatest thing that ever happened. It brought me so many great things that I have in my life today. And so extremely grateful to be on here and chat with you and get to know you too. And but real quick, was there anything else that you wanted to know before we go about My American Heart?
Ooh. I mean, like the one thing I was going to ask if you guys were going to ever maybe do another reunion thing, but you kind of answered that saying like, 2 years away is kind of like, I was like, okay, there's kind of is my answer on that one.
Dude, it's definitely going to be talked about and it's going to be broached. We'll see if everyone's down to do it. I definitely am. And so,
probably
so,
now. Do you think just going forward, it'll more likely be like reunion stuff? You guys would probably never record new music.
I'll never say never, but most likely not. But you never know, dude. You just genuinely, you just sometimes you wake up and you want to go on Twitter, dude. So you never know. You just really don't.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, because it's. Yeah, it's true. You never know. You think like some band's done and then randomly they come out with new stuff or something and it's like, oh, this is fucking sweet. Even reunion tour is cool though. Like when they come back and you're like, oh, this is awesome. I get to maybe get to see them again.
Dude, I just saw Spitalfield. Like it's like crazy shit like that where I'm like, that's a band that I never thought would come back, right? Or like Spill Canvas or Scary Kids Scaring Kids. And it's like stuff like that. You're like, no fucking way. and you love
Yeah.
it. It just brings you back. It's like that scene from when the dude eats ratatouille at the end of Ratatouille.
Oh
Um,
yes.
and
Yeah.
it just, all those memories come flooding back and it brings you to a
Mhm.
different place and you're happy. Um, and so, yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what it does to you. It's great.
Yeah. Oh, I wanted to ask you something.
Sure.
Do you watch Canadian football?
I do not a whole lot. It depends. I feel like I don't even really watch American football that much. I kind of have a good understanding of it. I do like football pools at work and stuff, but Canadian football, it's tough when your team's not doing the greatest.
Okay, another question for you. Same topic. Is American football more watched than Canadian football in Canada? Be honest.
100% it is.
Okay, that I was just curious. I just wanted
Yeah,
to know.
100%, man.
Fantastic.
Like anyone in Canada, like that is a football fan, they NFL all the way. Do they still watch CFL? Yes, of course. But the NFL is just bigger than the CFL here.
That's what it is like here. But I mean, like it's like okay, NFL, and then it's like college football. But
Hmm.
the people that love college football only like college football because they went to actual university, right? They actually went to school.
Yeah, but fuck,
It's so
college football seems insane over there,
it is
dude.
insane, dude. They like, I mean, University of Michigan, Ann Arbor, it's 60,000 fucking people. That is
That's
so many people.
crazy.
That's bigger than most like NFL stadiums. Like
That just blows my mind.
it's pretty wild, man. I don't even know if there's 60,000 people that live in that city in Ann Arbor. I bet you a quick Google will tell me, but it's just hard to believe because that city's small, right? Like
Yeah, it's
just
pretty
insane.
crazy the stadiums they've built for college football teams. Like, what the hell?
Oh, it's fucking bananas. Like it's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, that sport just rules all the other sports. It's insane.
Okay. Top artist of all time. That's from Canada. Your favorite all time, Canada.
Top artist?
Top artist. Yeah. What is it?
Fucking got it. Top artist from Canada.
Okay. I'll let you cheat. You can give me three and then I'll give you my three.
Give me my three. Okay. Canada's actually a good question because if you say states, there's too many. Like, you know what I
there's
mean?
too many.
There's too fucking many, man.
Yeah.
Fuck, Sum 41 for sure. I gotta throw those guys in there.
Dude.
Big
Yeah.
time. Yeah. Sum 41. Oh fuck. This is tough, man. I'm just trying to
Celine
really
Dion,
think of
dude.
it.
What's
Celine
up?
She's good. She's not my person, but
She's somebody's person. Love that.
I'd throw Nickelback in there.
Yo, listen,
Nickelback.
no hate, dude. Nickelback writes fucking
bro.
bangers, bro.
It's true, dude.
I don't care what anyone says. Everyone talks shit about Creed and Nickelback, but they wrote some of the greatest songs of all time.
It's true.
There's a
man.
reason
They really
why
have.
there's massive, dude. You know?
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
like,
and I'll give you another one. Our Lady Peace.
oh,
Love Our Lady Peace, man.
dude, didn't realize they were Canadian.
Yep.
Rad. Wow, I haven't heard that name in a long time.
Yeah,
Holy.
man. They're just it's funny. They're doing their 30-year anniversary tour.
No
which is fucking dope.
shit.
30 years, man. It's crazy.
That is crazy. That I'm
And
37. That's
Yeah, man. They've
crazy.
been around a long fucking time. Yeah,
That's a
I've
long
gone
time.
to every Our Lady Peace show whenever they've come here. They're one of the reasons I wanted to be in a band because I don't know if I've told the story before, but I remember my dad, this company he used to work for, he was it was this power company, and there was always this event in the summer. It was called Stage 13. So it was like this big music fest, right? So we'd go and we got VIP access. I was like maybe 10, 11, or 12 when we were going. And I seen some crazy shit, man, at like this festival, just partiers and stuff. But we got VIP stuff. We had like a tent. And then I remember when Our Lady Peace came on, they headlined. My dad took me and my brother. We got backstage. We got to go up on the stage and I got to watch right from behind the drummer. And that was a moment I was just like, I need to start a band.
Yeah.
That was the moment for me, man.
That's a core memory for you, dude. And that shapes like who you are as a person. And it's like, same with me, man, just sitting, on a dryer while laundry was going and realizing like I wanted to be a singer. Like,
crazy.
And you manifested it, dude. Like you willed that into existence, and it's so powerful. But that's what a great experience, man. Dude, I will give you my number one artist.
Yes,
of all
I want to
time.
hear this. Yeah,
from Canada. There's a band from Toronto called Broken Social Scene.
Oh shit, dude!
They were signed to Arts and Crafts. Dude, think about it.
I haven't heard that name in a while. That's crazy. Good one.
You Forgot It in People has to be a top 5 record for me. It changed my life. It changed how I viewed music. It made me realize I didn't want to be in a pop rock band anymore. Like that kind of, I wanted to grow and do other things creatively. Like they opened up the door for my brain to like other music. Like it was permission to really like indie music. And man, changed my life. Like love Broken Social Scene. And if you dig deep into their catalog or find out like who these musicians are, like they have a band of like, they'd have like 10, 12 people on stage, man. And everyone's collectively from a different band. And like everyone has their own personal projects. Like Metric. Emily Haynes was a singer for Broken Social Scene. You have Leslie Feist, who dated Kevin Drew, right? She has her own thing, Feist. It's Do Make Say Think, like this whole like instrumental band. Just so many iconic like and masterful musicians in that band. And I'm forgetting so many others that were in that band, but there's just too many. But powerhouse, Toronto powerhouse. And so that's why I love Canada quite a bit. And yeah. Oh, there was another fucking band. One more.
Okay.
The Stills. The Stills.
Oh, nice.
The Stills. The Stills. Underrated. If you've never listened to the Stills, do yourself a favor. They have a killer album. Every single release they've done has been amazing. And so, yeah,
man, these are deep picks, man.
Oh, dude.
Not what I was expecting. It's just like, as soon as you said the names, I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah. So rad, dude. So cool.
Blast from the past. Good picks, man. Shit.
Yeah. Thanks, Brandon.
Yeah. I like those. That's a solid one. Especially from like, a band from like, San Diego. It's cool. Or even just other countries like that where they can influence you. You know what I mean? Just from a town you never think would reach that far, maybe.
Yeah, for sure. And that's the beauty, man, of the internet, I guess. Right. So pretty like much, fuck the internet and thank you, internet. Yeah,
exactly.
Definitely.
Fucking sweet, man. Well, once again, This was fun, dude. And anyone listening to this, if you haven't listened to My American Heart, fucking go listen to it. It's so good, obviously. But I feel like a lot of people who are going to listen to this, they'll probably be aware of who you are. It's a deep cut, but they understand. And then, for sure. I don't know, whatever you want to plug, man, like with your brewery there in San Diego or whatever.
Oh man, I can't have people visiting me, but
no, okay.
But no, you could follow my YouTube channel. This year I'm feeling a little bit more inspired to create some more content for you guys, and
awesome.
Maybe write some more music this year. So I just got to do stuff that's uncomfortable for me, and that's how you grow, man. And for me, 2025 is going to be a year of growth. And reinventing myself over and over again until I'm happy with everything that I have going on in my life. And I hope everyone strives for that is to just always try and find happiness in whatever they're doing. And don't be afraid to be uncomfortable and reinvent who you are. You're never too old. It's never too late. And yeah, that's it, man.
Awesome, buddy. That's a good way to end it off.
Hell yeah. Brandon, thank you so much for your time, man. Thanks for having me on here.
Oh, of course, buddy. Anytime. It was a blast. It was fun. So much fun talking to you. Thanks again. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Hell yeah.